Welcome to our Friendship Boat, a loosely structured bonus Patreon episode of friendship that also turns Gabe's joke tragedy into triumph. Climb aboard, everybody! Climb aboard our friendship boat.
Oh, God. Friendship boat? Like, come on. Let's do that.
Okay.
Welcome to SVU Pod. Welcome to SVU Pod Especially Heinous. I'm Gabe.
I'm Tasha. Happy December. Happy holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
I live for this time of year.
I'm gonna
where's
stab
jingle
my
bells?
head with a fucking candy cane.
I'll put them in post. Remember when you used to make shanks out of candy canes? Because that's what every kid does.
That's exactly what I was thinking I'd stab myself with.
Yeah. Okay, first I want to read this fucking text I got from Gabe the other day. Hang on.
What?
Your dream.
Oh my God. I had to tell you because I was like, I don't want to forget any of this.
Here it is.
And
okay.
I did forget.
I normally am like, no, I don't want to hear it. Clearly she didn't care because she was like, I'm just going to send all of this right now. Okay. I had a dream. I went to Japan for a choir competition. I ran into, do you want me to say his name or no?
You could just say the guy I lost my
Okay.
virginity at, the Bible camp guy.
I ran into bleep bloop burp burp Bible camp guy I lost my virginity to. My parents came to visit and told speeches about Jesus. While my dad was speaking, he was being heckled and booed by someone, and no one could see who it was. I found her. It was
Oh my God.
It was. I was trying to read this to John too, right when I got it, and I could not get through the. Hang on. It was a biscuit in a 4-pack box with lipstick on.
Yeah.
I ended up killing her. There was a cat. Wait, how did you kill a biscuit?
I just burned it. But I felt bad because it was like alive.
You.
And I was like, how dare you heckle my dad? And thing is like, she was really nice. She was like, I'm sorry. I just like don't believe in any of this stuff. And I think it's bad to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I agree. But it's like my dad. So you're dying now.
Jesus.
And what is that shade? Girl, that lipstick? Ooh. It was like red.
Nice. There was a cat that wouldn't stop sitting on the fire until it died and like devastated the lady owner. She was wailing. Me and a very tall guy fell in love and we danced to slow songs with
What?
and we danced to slow songs with my CPAP mask and tube dangling. It wasn't connected to anything. I asked my mom if I could take it off because it wasn't connected to anything. She was like, you have to wear it. And then we were on our way to the airport and the tall guy boyfriend said, now he's your boyfriend. The tall guy boyfriend said he had my ID and he gave it to me, but it was just a screenshot of my ID with me as a kid with a bowl cut and a turtleneck. I know exactly what picture you're talking about.
Yeah. With the chain over
Yes.
like the Rock.
We were in his shitty car, but it had a printer in the back, so I was able to print off my ID. But it wasn't printing everything off right, and it was like this whole thing, and I was panicking because we have to get on the plane soon. And I read that. I responded and said, OMG, I'm dying, because I do not find dreams entertaining at all, and I was living for what happened next. And she goes, Dad kept trying on an Irish accent, and it was super embarrassing. No one expected... Also, no one expected the biscuit to be the one yelling shit, and not because it was a biscuit, because the voice sounded much more close to the stage than it was. And yes, the biscuit was a girl.
Yeah, it was weird. I remember that now. Nobody was like, oh my God, a talking biscuit. And you know exactly where mouth is. It's like the seam. You know, like it was that like, I thought she was a lot. I thought it was like a human because it was closer.
You know what's funny? Up until this very second, no matter how many times you said biscuit, I pictured a gooey cinnamon roll.
Oh, I was thinking like a biscuit from like KFC. There was like 4 of them in there.
When you said that, I was just like, I don't know why I pictured a gooey cinnamon roll until you said that just now.
Jesus is a biscuit.
Jesus is a biscuit. Oh my God. I'm at Thanksgiving at my parents' house and everybody's getting ready to leave. And my mom's like, everyone has to wait. Dad has an announcement. And I'm like, okay.
That's right.
He's going. So my dad has Parkinson's. He's not going to be able to do like a ton of stuff for super, like, you know, you don't know the timeline necessarily, but we all have seen enough like where this goes, right? So I'm just like, oh shit, they're going to announce that they're going to take us on a trip. Like, where are we going? The last time my parents were like, we've got an announcement. I was 17 years old and they were like, we're going on a Disney cruise before you all turn into adults and go fuck up your lives. We want to take you guys on a trip. So
instead your mom's like, we're pregnant. And you're like, what?
That's what I said to my mom on Thanksgiving. She's like, we have an announcement, but dad's going to say it. You can't leave until dad, gives his announcement. And I'm like, mom's pregnant, everybody. My mom is 65 years old and can get it still. So my dad comes in and he downplays absolutely fucking everything. Like, his arm could be snapped in half and he'd be like, ugh, do you have a dirty stick from outside that I can wrap around with a towel? And my mom's like, okay, dad, let everybody know. And he goes, I'm going to the Ukraine. And I'm like, blink. So I had to do a complete fucking 180 because I was getting my swimsuit packed.
You're like, you thought you were getting a younger brother. And
I was like, oh my God, how can me and my youngest sibling be 40 years apart? This is going to be nuts. No, but I was just like, I mentally had my swimsuit packed and my dad's like, I'm going to the Ukraine, and everyone's mouth dropped. The entire energy shifted. My dad has not been.
You're like, do they have a lot of awesome water parks there that we're going to?
Like, what is going on? I mean, I'm just like, no, you're not. And everybody's like, no. And he's like, yeah, I'm going with this organization and we're going to do this stuff at this orphanage or whatever. And I'm leaving on December 8th. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Mm-hmm. At first I was like, this is fucking bullshit. They can't guarantee his safety. The fucking Ukraine is so tumultuous right now, like so unpredictable. How close to Kiev is he going to be? Like, all of these questions are like swimming, and he just downplays everything. So he doesn't even want to tell us like where in the country he's going, nothing. John's got his phone out. He's like, oh, what's the organization? Blah, blah, blah. He's just Googling because he's logical.
Does he even know?
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we have the information now because, John kind of pushed for it. We were leaving and I was like, Mom, this is fucking bullshit. And she goes, I cannot stop him. I'm not going, but I cannot stop him. And he said to me, I don't want to do this. I need to do this. And and immediately I was just like, okay, I'm fucking on board then. I'm on board.
Yeah.
This is something he needs to do. And right now he is able-bodied enough. Like, he's a fucking 69-year-old man. Like, let him fucking go to the most war-torn country in the world right now.
Yeah.
My biggest concern at this point is that his heart is going to be so broken from what he will see in like helping kids and stuff. And I told my mom that. I'm like, I'm just worried about his tender heart. And she's like, oh, he's going to come home and want to foster kids from the Ukraine, like, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is fine too. That'd be great. But
yeah, initially when you told me, I was like, nope, no.
Everybody was. Yeah.
No, Kenny. But then, yeah, after talking about it a little bit and thinking, like, I'm processing it, like, he's my dad. It was like, yeah, you know what? He wants to help and he needs to.
Gabe and I are going to let him go. Let this adult man.
With my permission, as long as you're under my roof, Kenny, which is the world.
He came over to my house the other day to drop some stuff off. And I was like, that thing where you have like a vulnerable thing to say and it's really hard and your body's like fighting it coming out of your mouth? Mm-hmm. I was like, my dad's like getting ready to leave. I'm like, wait, I have a thing I want to say. I'm all for you going. Like, it was really hard, but I'm like, I'm all for you going and I fully support you. And he's like, oh, Tosh. And we had like this really nice little moment. Because also, I mean, I'm not going to speak anything into existence, but like, again, he has this thing. He has this thing happening to his body that isn't going to go away. It's only going to get worse. Yeah. So it's like, fucking do whatever you want.
I'm going to use the body to help people.
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah. So it's going to be fucking great. I had like some transformative shit going on with this little break that we've been doing. Like that conversation I had with my mom. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. Yeah. I don't even know if I want to get into all that.
Yeah.
One apology from my mother probably advanced me like 10 years in my therapy journey. I'll just say that. Wild. Yeah. Like her realization of like what mental health really is and what people need in it is incredible. Anyway, everything's great. My family's fantastic. TikTok on that other shoe dropping. Here we go. So I want to ask you some of these questions. Okay. So, and I think it's fun, like little get to know you question things, but these are like beyond just the regular stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Number one, what would a world populated by clones of you be like?
I mean, just that people that looked like me, because
Clones.
People that look like me, because I mean, no clone can have the exact same experiences that I've had my entire life.
No, but
so they're going to be different people.
But they think that they do, don't they? They have your DNA.
Yeah, but like we can have the same DNA and be on a fucking roller coaster, and I'm having a great time, and you're screaming your head off. Like it's all about how you were raised. Every little experience that you've had your entire life like forms who you are. So clones of dogs, like they might have a general like temperament that is in their DNA, but if something traumatic happens to them, they're going to be different.
You know what I think would happen is...
Am I not answering this the way that you want?
No. I'm just saying, I'm not even imagining a world of clones of me. I'm in the world of clones of you. Mm-hmm. And I think that the advancement of telekinesis would happen way faster because one of you or a group of you would be like, oh my God. You know that twins thing where like twins are like fucking ETing with each other and stuff? Imagine clone versions ETing with each other. And then, you know what I mean? You would just develop that technology, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why telekinesis with me.
I don't know. I mean, I think telekinesis with anybody, but also I think your brain would go there or a group of you's brains.
Remember that movie Multiplicity?
I loved that movie.
I know. And how they all like came out different, but they all just like looked like
what was his name?
Michael
who
Douglas?
was it?
Beetlejuice, Michael Douglas.
That's not Michael Douglas.
Or what's his name? Wait, Michael Douglas is that guy that was in the movie The Game.
Yeah,
right?
no, it was the
Oh,
guy
that's
from
Kurt Douglas.
Dope Sick. God, what's his fucking name? Michael Keaton.
Keaton, Batman, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
not Nips Batman, old Batman.
I think I would be irritated that everybody looked like me. I'd be like, ew, oh, God.
You would like nudge.
There's no dudes here. What?
You would nudge one of you and be like, oh my God, is that what I look like from behind? And they'd be like, yes, that's what we all look like. Oh my God, I've heard of
Is telekinesis the one where you move things with your mind?
I thought it was when you communicated with your mind with each other. Because
I feel like
if it's when you move things with your mind, then that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about talking to each other with your mind. That's telekinesis, Kyle.
telekinesis is being able to move objects.
Oh, what is it when you can?
And I still do stuff like that. I go like, I'm like, like we're all molecules and we're all jiggling. Like I should be able to put my hand through a fucking chair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll look at like a spoon and be like this, like.
It's the only thing I remember about The Matrix. There is no spoon.
Remember the graphics on that spoon? We're like, whoa, DVD.
Telepathy, not telekinesis. Duh, kinesiology. Duh, Tasha.
I like the telekinesis one better. That would be cool.
To be able to move things with your mind?
Yeah, I would make myself fly with my mind. I would make myself move.
Okay, what did you think was cool when you were young but isn't cool now?
Smoking.
Yeah. Mine is neggy dudes.
Oh, ew. Yeah. Gross.
Yeah. Nothing was hotter than a dude who was a dick to me.
Yeah. Try to think of other things. There's a lot of things that I thought were cool. I used to think it wasn't cool to like exercise, that it wasn't like punk to exercise. It's so weird. That changed when I was like 21. I was like, what am I talking about? I was like, ew, look at her in her running shoes. What a bitch. It's like, what the fuck?
What else was cool? Oh, not being friends with girls.
Yeah, dude, I was just watching this like video of this, like she's like just a pick-me girl. She's like, yeah, just most of my friends are dudes. Like, here I am just sitting over here pretending not to think about my fucking fantasy football, whatever, you know. What's makeup?
What's makeup?
I was totally like that.
Oh, I know, me too. I remember, I don't know if I've said that. I remember going to a music festival and it was hot as shit. And I went with one, like, I only had like one female friend at a time. And I went with my female friend at the time. And we were both like, it's so fucking hot, but I'm not going to wear a tank top like a slut.
Jesus, yeah.
And we wouldn't wear tank tops. Really, it's like, Tasha, you don't want to wear a tank top because you're insecure about your body. That is also fine. But like,
Right.
but you had to like judge other women based on your, what a bunch of misspent energy.
Yeah. And just like, remember like how people, they would always be like, you know, boys don't like it if you do this. And then you have to adjust, you know? You know, even parents, because they were raised that way too, where they're like, guys don't like it when girls do this. And you're like, okay. And it's like, I can't believe that. And there's still that shit in my head where I'm like, how can I be like cool, not too cool, aloof, strong, but needing, you know what I mean? Like the millions of different things that we're expected to be.
I know, it's exhausting.
And if a guy doesn't like you in that way, it's something that's wrong with you.
Yeah.
That stuff is still in me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That stuff is still in me. That was my nickname in high school.
Joe.
Gabe did the best one the other day. Where were we? Gabe came to the co-op with me, and we were checking out the grocery store, and what did I say? What was it?
Hold on. First of all, I had like canceled my appointment, and I told people at the shop that I had a doctor's appointment if anybody came in. And the restaurant that I went to ran into my coworker.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were sitting in the window like we were a display item at this restaurant.
Then when we go to the co-op, I run into my other coworker's husband. And I was like, why don't I just run into the client? and then yesterday I said something to Kayla, and I was like, yeah, it sucked that I ran into everybody I lied to yesterday. And she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, because I told she. So I was trying to like call it out and make it a joke, but she was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And I was like, well, now you know why I just lied to you.
I was going to say, you could have been like, oh my God, I had this appointment. It was just happened to be right in the middle of this shit. And now I get to go to lunch with my friend because I don't have any other appointments.
No. Instead, I'm like, oh my God, the snake plant is so tall. Anyways, yeah, you were in line and we were like making fools of ourselves.
Just this girl cracked a smile, so I could feel it from you and from me as well, where it's like, here we go, cha 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 cha, because we had just been waited on by someone who I've never seen hate their job more. Yeah. And Gabe's like, I made some comment. She's like, Tasha, after the guy walked away, she goes, Tasha, that was really funny. And he's not correct. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. What was it that you said that was really funny? And he didn't laugh. And I was like, wow.
God, what was it? I can't remember any of our jokes, but they were.
Dude, he was like fucking crabby when he refilled my water and poured half of the jug on the table and walked away. I was like, damn, dude. We saw him outside just standing there.
He walked past the window, and the way he was walking was like he was just going to keep walking until he made it to a cliff and then just go off the edge.
I was like, oh God, try to find another job. You hate this.
Yeah. Oh, poor guy.
You know.
We still tipped him really well.
And we kept trying. We kept being like.
Yeah. Well, then it kind of became like funny. It's like this guy is not gonna, he's just like, Then he kind of became the joke, but not like to him. We were decent Midwesterners and made fun of him behind his back. Anyway, Gabe came up with a really great that was my nickname in high school, and immediately apologized to the cashier at the grocery store. And she's like, I loved that.
Well, the lady behind you that you didn't see, that I could see, cracked a smile. And then the guy behind her kind of did too. So I was like, yes.
Just knocking down dominoes.
I wish I remember what it was. And then I kept acting like you were my wife or something. And then I was like, just kidding. She's married to a man or whatever.
God, if I think of what the jokes were later, I'll put them in. God, what a good story this is. Oh my God, Gabe told a good joke. I don't remember what it was. Gabe's like, yeah, Tasha told a good one too. Be it not for me to remember. That's not a sentence. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, I'm not even going to ask you that.
Wait, now I want to know.
Oh my God. Would you like a world with magic in it?
Or
that's it.
Is that? Oh, yeah, of course. Duh. That'd be awesome. I thought you were going to be like, would you like a world with magic in it or a world with more poop in it or something? Or I don't know. I thought there was going to be an or.
And you're like, magic. How long would you last in a zombie apocalypse?
Not very long, I don't think. I mean, I know the things that I could do, but I am way out of shape.
Right.
Well, I'd be the one that's like slowing everybody down and I'd be like, go you guys.
Follow-up question. What would be your weapon of choice?
It would be
like if we were all a Ninja Turtle style character and you get one weapon.
I know.
Okay.
It would be a long
sickle?
No.
Oh.
It would be a long like metal stick that had a blade at the end, like a sickle, but not a curved one. It would be a pokey one. So you just arm's length away. Like you know what? Actually in the book World War Z by Max Brooks. Is Max Brooks? Yeah, which is Mel Brooks' son, by the way.
Oh.
He talks about a weapon that people started using that's kind of like that. I want to have as much distance as I can and be pokey in the head and stuff.
See, right off the bat, mine would be like, first of all, I would die immediately. I would probably just be like, I can't do this.
No, you wouldn't. I don't think you would. You'd kick into your survival thing that you do and then process it like 3 years later when you found a place.
Yeah, no, that is true, actually. I'm really great in chaotic situations or where like things need to be taken care of. Like I'm a good handler. What's the word? Like I'm just good in that.
You're a good fixer. You're a fixer.
I'm a fixer. And then I don't process it until it's over. And then I don't know where all my feelings go. Whatever. I'm in therapy. But
I feel like fixer isn't a good word.
Just for example, I got run over by a car and everybody was panicking except for me, you know, and I didn't process the injuries and the near-death experience and all of that until much later when I was like safe and whatever. And I'd close my eyes and then I would see my head next to the fucking tire of the car and get like a wave of barf.
Yeah.
Or like just whenever there's like an emergency situation, like my brain slows time down so it doesn't seem as chaotic. Anyway. Yeah. In a zombie situation, I would probably do that. You
would do all the shit for like 3 years or however long it takes people to find a little community that somebody builds that's safe.
Yeah.
Then you'd go in there and have a fucking meltdown.
Yeah. My weapon of choice, my immediate thought is one of those like flamethrower guns, but like gasoline would be.
I was going to say like anything gun related. I just feel like I don't want that because you have to find bullets and you have to do all this stuff. And there's maintenance and upkeep of all that shit.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
I
same
want it to.
But you know, so like a fucking stick with a knife at the end of it is going to be the thing that's going to last the longest.
You got to put blades on both ends though, because then you can like.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's long. I just know I'd die right away.
I wouldn't let you
I'd
die.
have great ideas. And it would be a shame if I died because I'd be able to help this community. But I'm so out of shape. Like,
I would protect you.
dude, there's no way we're even going to get to each other. It might as well be an ocean length during a zombie apocalypse.
Maybe when you're a little ways into it, but not like right away. Like there'll be a bunch of traffic, but you can get. I'm 15 minutes away.
Yeah, but the right away part is the worst. It's not the worst part, but it's like kind of the worst part.
The traffic in a zombie apocalypse, the traffic is the worst part.
I mean, it is. You're not going to be going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's panicking, getting out of their cars. Thank God I have a fucking Outback.
It's not the brain melting fever. It's that fucking bumper to bumper.
I mean, look at any zombie movie. They're like going through fucking cars on the highways and stuff because people have to abandon them.
Yeah. Well, I would find you, take you under my wing, and I would mother you even harder than I do now.
We'd have to like hold up in an apartment complex that had like wooden stairs or something that we could like burn down so that zombies can't get up high. Like we'd have to figure that whole thing out.
And we would have to just do fucking nonstop push-ups so that we could propel ourselves down from the side like a Rapunzel type situation to go get provisions.
No, we would totally make like an elevator situation, you know, where we would like lower each other up and down.
Oh, right,
so that,
yeah.
So that we would have
like a
room for
dumb
all the
waiter.
provisions. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a waiter that's dumb. We would just tie him up and stand on him. The only problem would be the apartment door to the like other apartments. You know, everybody's, you know, you barricade it, but they always fucking get in.
Yeah.
So we basically need like a Swiss Family Robinson fucking treehouse.
Yeah, like how far do the zombies go? Do they take over every corner of the world? Because people aren't in every corner of the world. Specific animals aren't in every corner of the world.
It always seems to turn out that way. I mean, a lot of times people in movies are like trying to get to an island because they think there's not going to be, you know.
Have you ever seen a zombie themed anything on a beach? Those houses in Bali
are on sticks or whatever.
Yeah, and they're all like over the water with glass underneath them, and Kim Kardashian's in the water crying about her diamond earring. Kim, people are dying.
I think actually in the World War Z, people do start building their houses on stilts because zombies are crawling. I mean, it also depends on what kind of zombies they are. Are they the kind that once you die, it doesn't even start with an infection? You just die and like, you know, they say there's no more room in hell, you know? What? So
I don't know that one.
Like you just die and you become a zombie and that's like the new thing. You know?
Because there's no more room in hell. That's the...
Right. Like maybe it didn't necessarily start off with an infection, you know? Like
Dawn
of the Dead.
The opening of the movie would be your dad giving a speech about Jesus in fucking Japan.
Yeah. I always wanted to write a zombie movie, whatever, about deep sea divers that like were, you know, studying biology, whatever, and they get some kind of infection from one of those deep sea squids, and then they come back and it's like,
or like an anglerfish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ones that have the light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I just tattooed an anglerfish mermaid. It was basically an angler head with like boobs and lady legs. It was cool.
Gross. Okay, I have one more that I want to do. Oh my God, I have a would you rather too, but we don't have time for that. Well, maybe we'll do it next time. What is the absolute weirdest nickname someone has given you?
Dave.
Okay.
I was called Lady Dave for a long time.
I've never heard this. Who gave that to you and why?
At the shop that I was at, the first shop, on the phone, people couldn't tell the difference between the name Gabe or Dave.
Yeah.
And we had a Dave there, so they just started calling me Lady Dave.
I love it.
Gail. It's mostly just people that are like, did you say Gail? did you say your name is Dave? I'm like, yeah, it's Dave. There's like dumb ones like Gabraham Lincoln, stuff like that.
That's not dumb at all. I love that.
Well, it's only because every single person does it.
They do.
Eventually, yeah. Like, oh yeah, it's so clever.
That was the other part of that joke. When that waiter walked away and you were like, that was really funny. So he's wrong for
Not laughing.
And I was like, yeah, but maybe it's that of every time people come into this restaurant. Like, that's the joke. That's the, oh, get out of this lady's way. She's on a mission. You know, maybe it's that. And you're like, no, it's not. God, it's going to bother me. What was that fucking joke?
I know.
It was something about
Mary.
the dumps or something, or I don't know, the dumplings that we ordered, the fucking...
Oh, it was pan fry? I was...
No, that was a different thing that I was going to say.
I'm sorry, are you saying Pam fried?
The pan-seared pea snaps. That was a different thing. That was right off the bat. He was like, I'm not here for your ladies' jokes, shenanigans, or whatnot.
Anyways, I totally date him and like search for his approval every day.
I know. Well, yeah, that's because also when he walked away, I was like, who does he look exactly like? Why does he look familiar? And Gabe's like, he looks like Tom Segura, which he did. And then also he looked like what's his name? I said the guy from Stranger Things, the cop.
Yeah.
The cap? Yeah, the one
Did you see his movie that's coming out?
No.
He's Santa Claus. It's like a actions horror movie, like
a Krampus kind of thing, or
yeah, but it's like I think it's kind of like supposed to be because some of the one-liners are like
like Die Hard-ish.
Like it's supposed to be kind of funny just because it's so stupid.
Okay.
But he's like murdering people and stuff or something. It's called Violent Night.
Oh, I did see a thing for that.
Yeah, it's a bad Santa in a bad movie.
When I was in high school, my friends called me Stinky Bag. I've told you know this.
I don't remember.
So we all had, like, a bunch of us had German class together, and in German, Tasha is a bag or pocket. So, like, a Taschenrechner is a pocket calculator. And so, people were like, oh, bag, blah. I'm like, awesome. That's cool. I've always wanted a nickname. That's great. I want to be a middle-aged lady that people call Cookie, but that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to get called Bag in high school during my formative years, and my 3D art teacher called me Pocket. But then one day I had this bottle of essential oils. It was like peppermint or spearmint or something like that, and I kept huffing it a little bit. Like, it just smelled really good, so I just carried it around, kind of like would smell in it. And then I accidentally spilled it all over myself, and it smelled so strong you could smell me all the way down the hall, on the other end of the hall. So then one of my buddies was like, you stink, Stinky Bag. And they all called me Stinky Bag, all my friends. For a long time. Like, there's a handful of people that would probably still refer to me as that present day.
Yeah, I wish I had a cool nickname or something. Lately, people have been calling me Garb.
Garb.
Yeah, they go like, hi, Garb.
I think
it's because I did an impression of Eric.
Yeah.
No, because before I even met him, like Meg and Lucy always called me Garb. Or Gob. They called me Gob.
And my little brother calls me Squash or Squasha. But that started off as a fat joke because he's a prick. But then other people started calling me that, and it's actually really fine. I've kind of embraced it. I
know it was your email, isn't it? Your email? I didn't even consider it being associated with fatness. I thought it was like squash.
It was for him. Like, it was just, I mean, it was one of those light jabby things. Like, I've talked about him before on here, that he gets away with so much more with me than anybody else ever could.
Is this your little brother?
Rick, yeah.
The one that doesn't know what the ocean looks like?
Is that the ocean? Yeah, see, I was mean as shit to him. So, like, he called me Squasha. Other people call me Squash now because of that. But then I started, like, just using it. Like, it's my gaming handle, Squashinator 2 Judgment Day, And then one nickname that I really loved that people kept going was when I was waiting tables at Buffalo Wild Wings and people started calling me Hot Tosh.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And I was here for it.
The thing about getting a nickname is if you like it, you can't push too hard for it.
Right.
Because then people will be like, no.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, hot Tosh. Oh, that's funny. And then like, while you're absolutely like jizzing your pants, you have to be like, walk away.
Oh my God.
Until
And then the self-loathing gal in the back of my head was going, is this a joke? Is this a mean joke? And I'm just like, yeah, hot Tosh. Oh, the fucking quarterback wants to take you to the prom, you know? And it's like, they're going to throw eggs at you from the limo in your dress.
Dude, those teen movies, kids are assholes, but I never had people do shit like that. Like, fucking A. Like, that stuff is deep.
Dude,
deep cut and shit in those movies.
There are people that got that kind of abuse, though.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of effort. Yeah, I really want a nickname, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen for me.
What can we call you?
My video game handle is always Frank and Gabe. Because I can't think of, but that's stupid. It's stupid as a nickname.
What about Gabetron 5000? You get that sometimes. Or is that do I just call you that?
I think you just do that. Then there was this guy named Colton that everybody called Coltron, so that was done.
Ugh, I want to call you something that has nothing to do with your name so that people will be like, what?
Call me Laser. Call me Blaze. Call me Blazer. I don't know. Call me Pam.
That's your nickname.
And then I'll just start saying, are you saying Pan or Pam?
You'll be Pam. I'll be Garbage Truck. All right. We got to go.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Happy fucking holidays.
All right. Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.